As a practitioner of over 30 years, it took me quite a while to get this concept that it actually takes two brains to run a successful practice. And these two brains are a little bit like apples and bananas. And I bet you love one of these brains. You're super passionate about one of these brains. And I reckon the other brain you either aren't aware of, or you actually despise that brain and hate that brain. But when these two brains are working together in harmony, what ends up happening is you attract way more clients. You end up being able to make a bigger difference with more people, maybe all around the globe, and your practice becomes way more successful. But you've got to get these two brains working in harmony. Let's jump inside, and I'll show you how to make that happen. So there are two brains that you need to activate to really grow what we might call a successful practice, to have an abundance of clients, to be booked out months in advance, and to have people lining up to come and see you. And just being a really good practitioner isn't enough, unfortunately. Sometimes we think that is enough. If I'm really good at being a practitioner, then that's going to get me to be fully booked. And over time, that's probably true. But these days, it's about how do we attract those clients, the ideal client, the clients we're passionate about working with. And I think when we get these two brains right, then your practice gets accelerated, you attract more clients, you're working with people that you absolutely love, and you're building this beautiful, amazing business that's serving your clients, it's serving the world, but it's definitely serving your life. So let's dive in and have a look at these two brains, and let's see if you've got them activated and how we can activate them. Because I reckon one of the brains you've definitely got activated. Let's call this brain the modality brain. So this brain is all about being focused on the method that you work with. So if you've trained to be a chiropractor or a kinesiologist or a massage therapist or a Reiki practitioner or whatever it is that you've been trained in the method, then I reckon that's something that you are super passionate about. And if you're like me, you sort of came into this space because of your own healing crisis. I was a corporate Jedi and gave myself chronic fatigue syndrome, and the Western medicine world couldn't help me, didn't even know what it was back in those days. And so I had to turn to more natural type of, or what we might call alternative medicine, which I'm hoping soon is not alternative. It becomes mainstream. Anyway, that's for another video. And so I went out and searched that, and I found that, a methodology called kinesiology really helped me. So of course, that was the first thing I did. I went and trained as a kinesiologist, and I was super passionate about kinesiology. Because what I found with that methodology is that it got me some amazing results. And obviously when I started out practicing, it got other clients or my clients amazing results. And so that sort of fed back on itself, that I became really passionate. I did more of the method, I got more results, and I got more passionate, and all of that sort of stuff. And that was super cool because, I could take these people on this beautiful, passionate journey that had helped me and gave me success. So, it was based on the stuff that I loved because I got success. It was also based on the stuff that I'd learned because I went and became a kinesiologist, and clients would leave feeling amazing, and I got these such beautiful results. But I realized that journey alone was not enough to really build a solid, stable, practice in itself. And yes, it did help with referrals, and my clients used to refer to me, and that definitely supported the process. So this is part one, getting this brain right. But unless you activate the other brain, it can take time, right? And it may not actually get to where you want to. The statistics for success in a practice is pretty horrendous. Not only from a money point of view, but time and energy point of view. And they often say that a lot of practices are just hobby businesses, which I think is terrible and disgusting. And I don't want to see that happen. So when we activate this other brain, we start to accelerate things, and we start to expand and evolve in the work that we're doing. And this brain we like to call our marketing brain. Now, before you turn this video off, because I know most practitioners don't like the marketing brain, these two brains tend to fight each other. They tend to have this battle in that you love doing the modality, but you hate doing the marketing or the business aspect of it. And I totally get it. It can feel a bit dry and yucky, and there's all sorts of things that go on with that. Without getting that right, then things can stall. It can also mean that you're going to feel a lack of confidence, right? You're going to think that, maybe you're doing something wrong and that no one loves you. And it's a bit like, you're often told, hey, go and do social media and send a post out and that sort of stuff. And maybe you diligently do that, but you're not getting the results you were expecting. And it's because you're trying to do it with your modality brain. And this is where the biggest problem occurs, is that a lot of practitioners try to market with their modality brain. And the modality brain almost pushes people away because the only people who are passionate about your modality are you and everyone else who's learnt the modality. And it's kind of funny because when we go to school to learn these modalities, we're with a group of amazing people who all get passionate about the modality. And then when you leave the building, when you're done, right, you go out into the world thinking everyone's going to be as passionate as you are and all the people that you studied with were, and they're just not. The sort of sad part about it is that clients really, right, when we get to the sort of client process, they really, don't care. They don't care about your modality. They don't care that you're really passionate, although it helps. And they do care about the results, right? But they don't really care about the method. And that's the thing you're passionate about, because that's the thing, that helps you to do the magic and amazing work that you do. So what we have to do is activate this marketing brain, because the marketing brain really cares about helping people to get to know you, to get to like you, and then get to trust you. And it's not until we really get to this part here, the trust part, that people actually start to buy you. And when we do referrals, because obviously in modality brain, or when we're just getting results or focus on getting results, which is the primary purpose, then when someone refers to you, this trust is already gained. But when you're going out to social media land, and when you're going out to try and attract people you don't know, who haven't been referred to you, who don't yet trust you, then there's it can be difficult to get them to fully engage and come on board. And if you're out there sharing everything about your methodology and how amazing that is, and then you're missing a huge piece of the puzzle, because your potential clients don't get the method. And in fact, they don't care about the method. All they care about is, can you help me go from being feeling sick to feeling well? Can you help me on that journey? And if they know that you can help them on that journey, then everything sort of starts to change. So I think if we can activate this, then we take them on a really great journey, really positive journey, where they're going to get to know you, they're going to then get to like you, and they're going to trust you. And part of this is about getting, the know you part is that, do you understand them? Do you get them? Do you get what's going on for them? This is why often when you pick a niche, it's really good to pick a niche that you've experienced. So when I went out into the world, when I started practice, my niche was around burnout and helping corporate executives with burnout, and obviously fatigue and energy. So I became this sort of fatigue recovery expert. And that's what I went out with, because that's what I experienced. That's what I knew. So when I went to talk to people, I really understood what they were going through, and therefore they could really get to know me. Because of that, they could then get to like me. So then I share not only that understanding, but I also share, the sort of power of the journey, and helping them to understand, I get where you're at, and here's the sort of journey that you can go on. And then the trust thing is to be able to provide a really clear and articulated pathway. This dovetails into a whole lot of things around selling one-off sessions versus programs and groups of sessions and all that sort of stuff, because people want to know that there's this really safe, beautiful pathway to follow. They want to know that you totally understand them. They want to get that, what's in it for me. They want to get and understand, the whole process and the pathway. And when they do, they really get to know you, like you, and then trust you. And then obviously the next step is super easy, which is all about buying you. Now, remember, in this modality process, right, what we're really focused on is the systems of the modality and what we're doing. We're focused on the process, right? And these are all super important for you. And we're focused on the practice of the art, of the work we're doing. Super important when you're a practitioner, but unfortunately super boring if you're a potential customer, like really boring. So if we can, start to activate our marketing brain, what is then going to happen is that we're going to be able to create a deeper connection with our potential audience. We're then going to be able to create a deeper engagement where they're going to come on a journey with us. They're going to keep moving towards us. One of the things that I often assess when I'm going out to social media and I'm starting to use my marketing brain is are people moving towards me or away from me? And the litmus test of that is how many sort of likes and engagement and views and those sort of things am I getting? And if I'm not getting a whole heap of them, then I go, well, people are not moving towards me. Maybe they're just bypassing me or even moving away from me. They're not moving towards me. So I want to make sure that engagement is really, really high and that people are absolutely moving towards me. Once they do, we can go into what we call a conversion or convert process. And really the convert is or the most gentle way of convert, so we don't go into selling. And I think this has been the problem with marketing brain versus modality brain, because modality brain hates selling. We're all empaths and we all want to do the best by our clients, and we don't want to be pushy and forceful and that's yucky, horrible. And the old version of marketing brain is very much that pushy conversion and coerce people into it. We don't want to do that. What we want to do is we want to invite them. We want to invite them to take the journey with you. Yeah, we want to invite them. The connection piece is all around the Wi-Fi, which is what's in it for me, right? Which you may have heard of. And the engagement piece is about the quality of your content, right? And the quality of your content is absolutely key. And making sure that we've got really, really high quality content. We want to make sure that we're giving this really beautiful invitation to people, and we're wanting to make sure that we're connecting with them at the deepest level possible. And I think when we do that, what ends up happening when we create the right pieces of content, our focus then is to help people to get results, what we call results in advance. When we can create content where people get results in advance, then it's really easy to like you, and it's really easy to trust you. Yeah. When we connect with our clients, it's easier, right? When we're doing it from a what's in it for them type of scenario, it's much easier for them to get to know you. When we're creating this beautiful, engaging content that gives them results in advance, it's really easy to like you. And then when we do a gentle, beautiful invitation for them to come and join us, maybe try it, maybe engage with something that's easy and simple and, not too scary, then they can start to trust you. When this happens, we get this beautiful dance here right in the middle, which, hey, let's call success. Whatever that might be for you. Creating an income that helps your family to thrive, creating more time that helps you to do, all the amazing things, spend more time with the family, go away on holidays, whatever it might be. That is exactly what can happen. And it'll take you away from the frustration and from the feeling of hopeless and useless that sometimes we feel. I know even now when I put a piece of content out and no one engages, I can sometimes feel a little bit, maybe no one likes me. All I know is I need to tweak the content. I need to give more value or support in slightly different ways, really tweaking the content until someone goes, yeah, I really love that, and not that we're at the mercy of that, of course. We want to share content that helps us to be passionate and, just like I'm sharing here, I'm passionate about these two brains, and it's something I learnt the hard way, and I really don't want you to learn it the hard way. When we get these two brains right, everything starts to switch up and change. When we connect with them at a level of, I really get you and I understand what's going on for you, and I get a sense of what you really want. When we give them content that's going to give them some results in advance, like activating your marketing brain in exactly this way. And then when we send or invite them really gently to take another action, come and have a free session with me, or come download this, this free thing, or come to my workshop, whatever it might be, to invite them to that next little piece in the puzzle. They're going to trust you. They're going to fall in love with you because, let's face it, you've got some beautiful magic, which is really your modality. And you've got some amazing passion and you're really good at what you do. And the only thing that maybe is letting you down, if you're not having the success you want, is activating marketing brain. And remember, sometimes we fight against that brain because we don't like that side of the business very much. Don't like putting ourselves out on social media. And there's lots of ways to do marketing brain. I'm going to share some of that coming up really soon, because you don't have to do all of social media. You don't have to be posting 20 times a day. You don't have to be exhausting yourself with the marketing. If you get it right, if you connect at a deep level with them, if you give them one piece of really engaging, powerful content based off your modality and the success you're having, and if you give them a really beautiful, gentle invitation, just like if you're inviting someone to a wedding, you don't have to sell people to come to your wedding. You just invite them. Yeah, and sometimes we do a save the date, which is kind of cool. Do a save the date and then do the invitation. That can be great. And everyone loves a wedding, right? But if someone tried to sell us to the wedding, I don't think we'd want to go, right? We might be a bit repelled by it, going, hey, oh God, it's a bit pushy and forceful. That's not good. So we don't want to do that. So when we get into a rhythm and flow and activate a deeper, more compassionate and more coherent marketing brain, everything can shift. So start to think about what's in it for them. How can I connect deeper with what they're wanting and needing? What's some really cool, engaging, high quality content that I can give them that's going to give them some results in advance? And what's a really gentle, beautiful invitation that I can share with my potential clients, customers, out in social media land or emails, or even when I'm meeting someone face to face? What's something I can gently and beautifully invite them to engage with next? When you create this, everything starts to shift and change. All right. So let me know in the comments below if that was helpful. And if you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe and share this with any of your practitioner friends. And I'll see you in the next video.